1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matt, say that again. All right. All right.
Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
And a good afternoon to you, folks. Thanks so much for joining us today for ABC6 News at Noon. I'm Casey Cantz. The big topic of the day, that would be what it is doing outside today as we take a live look with our ABC6 guy, Cam. Mother Nature is alive and well. Live look outside right now. Here's what it's doing right now. Some snow last night, snow overnight, snow into the morning hours, and now getting into the afternoon. Nick, I know you have those snow totals behind you. Where do we stand right now? Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, KC. Good afternoon to you at home. It's still snowing out, but the temperatures are above freezing, and those snowflakes are pretty slushy. They're almost raindrops. This is the way the numbers look right now, where the jackpot of the snowfall was, of course, in the western hills of Providence, Kent, and Washington counties. We mentioned that West Greenwich, 8.3 inches. That's the top spot so far. 6 inches in Coventry and Newport, 6.3 in West Warwick. Other areas got 4 to 5 inches. So we're looking at 33 degrees right now, and the north-northeast wind at 7 miles per hour. It gives a little bit of a chill, but not too bad out there. We got mid-30s, so everything is melting as it hits the pavement right now. And maybe a very small accumulation on the snow cover that's there right now. But for the most part, things are melting as it falls. So snow showers continue this afternoon. Could be some raindrops. I'll show you the radar in just a minute. Little accumulation, and the snow ends early in the evening. There's the rain, Cape Cod, and down to the bridges, Bourne and the Sagamore. But we've got snowfall, New Bedford and Fall River, right through Rhode Island as well. And off to the west, there's some breaks in the action, but there's also more snow off to the northwest. So we've got a little ways to go here throughout the afternoon. We'll continue with the snow showers. There's 5 o'clock as it starts to wind down. Notice the rain on the Cape again and snow inland. And then we've got breaks in the clouds as we get into later in the evening. Tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock with the clearing sky, we drop into the 20s in most locations. And we've got some sunshine tomorrow morning, but clouds will come in during the afternoon, but it's still temperatures are in the middle 40s tomorrow. So the rest of your day today, staying in the mid-30s. We'll be drying it out this evening. We'll get some partial clearing late night tonight as temperatures drop below freezing. So things will freeze up out there. Any water that's standing around from the melting snow, that'll form some ice. So be careful tomorrow morning. Maybe throw some salt out onto the pavement there. And there's your school day forecast for tomorrow morning, because the kids will be back to school. We'll talk more about this forecast coming up.
All right, Nick, thank you for that. Because of that forecast, the Block Island Ferry canceled all trips today because of the sea conditions with this storm. Ferry officials say you can call the reservation office to make changes to tickets. Well, that first significant snowfall of this winter means snowplow drivers are finally back in business. Let's go out to ABC6 News reporter Yanni Trigelis live in Cranston today, where he caught up with the city's highway division as it cleaned up the roads this morning. Yanni, good afternoon.
Hey, Casey. Well, the snow's still falling here in Cranston. Got a piece of it right here in my hand, and it's getting harder as soon as it comes down. But as soon as you put that snow on the ground, almost immediately on the pavement, starting to water up and really start to melt instantly. And that's making for a little bit of a slushy road conditions here in Cranston. It's keeping the plow drivers busy, and they haven't had that business all winter. So speaking with some of them here at the Cranston Highway Department today, they said they definitely have been thankful to finally have some work this winter.
Everybody was ready. We had all the city trucks were all ready to go.
A surprisingly unusual sight in southern New England this winter. Snow Several inches falling overnight, marking the first snowstorm of the season on the final day of February.
We've been out quite a few times this year, sanding and salting, but this is the first storm that we had to put the plows down and really scrape.
For many, Tuesday's storm meant a day off from school or work. But for John Corso and many others in the snow removal business, it was time to get to work.
We always get ready for the worst, and if it's not as much, it's easier on us and the guys.
Cranston contracting over 100 trucks for the storm, with cities and towns across the state following a similar pattern. IDOT also prepared with 150 state trucks and 250 vendors on the road this morning. And after this so far surprisingly quiet winter, this snow a welcoming sight for these plow drivers.
The guys, they like the overtime in the winter. Usually you get a few storms by now throughout the winter. It's not a powdery snow, it's wet. There's a lot of moisture in it, but we're lucky we didn't get a large amount, so they're clearing the streets with no problem at all.
Drivers out all night and continuing into the morning clearing roads, and will continue to clean up messy spots throughout the day. Corso reminding drivers to take it slow and keep your distance when you're behind a snowplow.
Just give us some time so we can do our job, and everybody will get home safe, and these guys will get done, and everybody will be happy.
And the mayor's office also with a reminder to residents a parking ban remains in effect until 5 o'clock tonight. We're live in Cranston. Yanni Trigelis, ABC6 News.
Hi, Yanni. Appreciate that. Let's check some political news today at noon. The special election in Attleboro to pick the city's next mayor is still happening today, despite the weather. Those running are acting Mayor Jay DeLisio, former City Councilor John Davis, City Councilor Kathleen D. Simone, and Timothy Barone. Today's election will fill the mayor's seat that was held by Paul Heroux, who left the post, of course, after voters elected him Bristol County Sheriff. The polls open right now, and they close tonight at 8 o'clock. New Bedford voters in Ward 3 also heading to the polls today to vote for a city councilor. Sean Oliver and Carmen Amaral are the two finalists for that seat, vacated by former councilor Hugh Dunn. Mayor John Mitchell confirming to ABC6 the election is still on despite the weather. He told residents to take their time going to the polls, but to please get out and vote. Polls are also open there until 8 p.m. tonight in New Bedford. New today at noon, the Pawtucket School Committee will hold an emergency meeting tonight to discuss the issues at Winters Elementary School. We have talked a lot about this on Sunday. The reopening of the school, again, delayed after a heating coil failed. Winters Elementary was set to reopen yesterday after students missed 2 weeks of in-person learning because of a burst pipe. It was just the latest in a line of construction-related issues with the new school. The meeting will be held tonight at 6 p.m. in person and also on Zoom. A 63-year-old New Bedford man was stabbed in the face during a fight with another man on Monday. Dartmouth police say they responded to Dartmouth Motor Inn for reports of a disturbance. And while investigating, they identified a second victim, a 37-year-old Southbridge, Mass woman. Both victims were taken to St. Luke's Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police arrested 33-year-old Tory Carter of New Bedford, and they charged him with assault, battery, and other charges. Providence firefighters mourning the loss of a battalion chief. The fire union says Chief James Varon died in the line of duty of occupational cancer. He served as a Providence firefighter for 31 years. The union plans to announce funeral arrangements once they are available. Caught on camera. Take a look. Body camera footage shows a house explosion. This was last month in New Jersey. Happened with firefighters inside. Miraculously. Look at that. Yikes. They walked away with only minor injuries. 6 firefighters were inside, though. Fire officials say the assistant fire chief had burns to his ears because his hood actually blew off. A lieutenant also suffered third-degree burns to his hands. And the cause of that fire is still under investigation. Now to an ABC6 News update. TikTok will soon be banned from all U.S. government-issued devices. That's according to White House guidance that was issued yesterday, saying federal agencies and those they contract with have 30 days to remove the app from devices. This comes after a bill passed last year requiring federal agencies to ditch the social media app amid renewed security concerns about its U.S. user data and fears that that data could find its way to the Chinese government. Still to come today on ABC6 News at noon, why Nissan is recalling more than 800,000 cars and how owners can expect to find out about it. Plus, a case at the Supreme Court that will impact millions of Americans when a decision on President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan is expected to be released. Back with national headlines now. Nissan has recalled more than 800,000 small SUVs in the U.S. and Canada. The company says this is because of a key problem that can cause the ignition to shut off while driving. So certain Rogues from 2014 to 2020 and Rogue Sports from 2017 to 2022 are being recalled. Nissan said some of the folding keys may not stay open, and if a driver hits the fob, the engine could turn off. They said there have not been any reports of injuries, and they will notify owners with a letter. Well, today, President Biden's federal student loan forgiveness plan faces its biggest legal battle yet. The Supreme Court now considering two challenges to the policy that calls for clearing loan debts for tens of millions of Americans. ABC's Justin Finch with more today from Washington.
Outside the Supreme Court, student debt activists and borrowers gathering in support of the president's plan to wipe away federal student loan debts for millions of Americans.
It wouldn't just affect just me. It would affect other people that look like me as well, and people that are disproportionately affected by not having their student loans forgiven.
Members of Congress showing up to rally crowds.
The president has the authority to cancel student debt. Period.
Dozens camped out overnight, eager for a seat inside the court to hear today's oral arguments in person.
Looking at this program and looking at this question, is this the sort of thing that Congress is likely to address expressly?
Attorneys representing 2 individual borrowers and 6 Republican-led states are expected to argue Biden's plan, which would cancel close to $500 billion in student debt for more than 40 million Americans, oversteps his executive authority.
We're going to fight to defend the rule of law and defend the Constitution.
I'm confident the legal authority to carry out that plan is there.
The latest Quinnipiac poll showing a majority of Americans back Biden's federal student loan forgiveness plan. It would cancel up to $10,000 in federal student loans for individuals earning less than $125,000 per year and cancel up to $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients. And though President Biden's federal student loan forgiveness program has long been a divisive issue, it is popular, with some 26 million Americans having already applied for relief. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And there is more still to come today, including another check of that forecast with Nick Morganelli. As you take a live look outside today, dealing with that winter weather. Nick, coming back with that in just a minute.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Nick Morganelli.
And good afternoon. Now, we don't have the official number yet from TF Green, but we'll give it a 10.5 inches. I think that's pretty safe out of the 37. And that puts us at number 3 right now. We might end up slipping to number 4 or maybe number 5 for a seasonal snowfall for lean years. We don't have really that much snow coming in the next several days. We'll have a little mix event on Friday night, but that shouldn't accumulate to too much. We do have an active pattern, and there's another storm coming on Thursday that'll give us a little bit of rainfall, and that would be Thursday morning. And then we've got another storm coming Friday evening into Saturday morning, and that looks like snow mix and then rain. So that's the way that one will shape up. Let's take a radar tour here. We'll show you the rain-snow line right now. It's slicing right through the Bourne and Sagamore area, and we go into Providence right now. It's snowflakes, but if you look really close, they're like these slushy flakes that falling very fast. They're almost melting. You know, a snowflake can survive a 1,000-foot drop into warmer air. These snowflakes are falling into air that's 33, 35 degrees, 36 in some places right now. So they're holding on. They're trying to survive the drop, and they turn into these slushy flakes, and that's what we have going on in Providence. Notice the rain here in Falmouth, and then you get just over that line, New Bedford, right along Route 6 and Route 195 up to Wareham. There's some moderate snow, but it's really not accumulating too much. Maybe on the snow that's there already might be accumulating another 1/4 of an inch or something like that, but not on cars, not on surfaces, on roadways and that kind of thing. Unless they have some snow cover on them, then certainly adding to that. I-95, some light snow down to Hopkinton Westerly. They change over from snow to rain there, and then 95 heading into Connecticut, there's not much going on there. And that's right along the coast where that rain-snow line is pretty much going to set up for the remainder of the afternoon. We still have a band of snow back in here through Albany and western Massachusetts that's still drifting in. It will be a while before we clear out. Maybe midnight we'll start to see actually the clouds break and we get some partial clearing in here. As the clouds go all the way back to the Midwest right now. So we'll get some high pressure in here eventually. This low moving out and this trough of low pressure sliding north and east, so that allows high pressure to come in with the clearing sky late tonight. Tomorrow morning we'll have some sunshine, and the sun in the morning combined with the temperatures rising through the 30s, we should do some melting tomorrow morning. Watch out early for some icy spots though, because it will be below freezing in many locations, especially if it clears out in time. You could get a really a tough freeze early in the morning. Then we get a return flow of wind out of the south with this warm front coming in and the low pressure system. That's going to bring in some rainfall as it slides north and eastward here. This is taking us into Thursday morning at 5 a.m., a southwest wind. And there's this front and the low pressure system that'll move through with some showers Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, it starts to clear out. So 26 tonight to about 32 degrees. Depends on where you are. The coast might just get to about 32, 34, but inland could be 26 with partial clearing and light wind mostly out of the north. 42 tomorrow, sunshine in the morning, clouds in the afternoon, so it's a frosty start, mild finish in a sense. Thursday, showers in the morning. And then the evening mix Friday, that evening mix looks like it's going to start as snow, mixed with some sleet, and then change over to rain, and it'll be rain Saturday morning as you wake up. It's a cold rain too. And then we've got flurries on Sunday. That's about it. So that's the way the 7-day looks. We've got one snowstorm in there this week, and tomorrow's March 1st.
March 1st? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Actually, tomorrow doesn't look too bad coming off of today. 42 and some sunshine.
There you go.
All right, Nick. Thank you. Appreciate that. More to come today at noon. Meet Kingston, a half boxer, half mastiff that is looking for his forever home. Pick of the litter is next at noon.
pick of the litter on ABC6 is brought to you by Pet Supplies Plus.
Hey everyone, what is better than amazing puppies and the snow? I'm here with our beautiful furry friend Kingston. Please tell us about Kingston, Megan. What type of dog?
So Kingston we think is probably a mix of a lot of dogs, primarily Rottweiler and maybe a Mastiff. He's a big dog and he's a good dog. So he's almost 3. He's definitely a staff favorite here. Very excitable. He's enjoying this snow day.
Yes.
He ran around a lot earlier prior to you guys getting here, and then he saw new people, and he was just so excited to get pets and love from new people. So he's just a really good guy. We are saying he probably should go to a home with older kids, not any younger kids.
Yeah.
As you can see, he doesn't really know his own strength. He's
energetic.
happily make himself a lap dog, not realizing he's big a boy as he is. And probably not any other pets because we don't have a history.
Yeah.
But he's a really well-behaved dog, really just a gentle giant. And he is enjoying this day here.
Yes, and we are loving Kingston. I mean, so friendly even when we walked up and so energetic.
Yeah. He saw you guys and went right to you looking for
bud.
pets.
Yeah, and how nice is that? How can people, if they want to adopt Kingston, how can they?
Sure, so you can go on our website. It's rispca.com. Fill out an application for Kingston or schedule a time to come meet him. You can also see any of the other animals that we have available for adoption. See, Kingston's getting it together now.
Yay!
Nice sit for
Kingston's a
Kingston.
star. Look at that. All right, we'll send it back to you in the studio. Bye. Say bye, Kingston.
Sarah Lynn, thank you, Megan. Thank you, Kingston. Appreciate that. Nick's back with a final check of that forecast next. All right, your day is about to get a lot sweeter. It's National Pancake Day. In 2006, IHOP started National Pancake Day as a way to raise money for charity, giving customers an incentive to leave a donation. From 7 a.m. until 4, you can get a free stack of their original buttermilk pancakes. In exchange, they'll ask you to donate to help children battling illnesses, and that is certainly a wonderful cause. And Nick, it's a day where maybe you want to stay inside to eat some pancakes today, my friend, right?
That's right. Or some hot soup, have some hot cocoa, of course. We've got some partial clearing tonight after slushy flakes won't accumulate to anything today, but temperatures will drop into the upper 20s, mid-20s in some places tonight. 40s tomorrow with sunshine and clouds. So we'll do some melting tomorrow before we get the rain showers on Thursday.
We're ready to do some melting, Nick. Thank you. Thank you, folks, for watching as well. The news continues first at 4. I'm Casey Cantz. We'll see you then.